Hello, my fearless fourth graders. This is Mrs. Rowley with this week's topic of discussion. So I haven't seen you guys since before February break. I got to do a lot of fun things over February vacation, and I hope you did too. One of the things that I did was go to Rhode Island to visit my older brother. Now, while we were there, we went to this huge mall called the Providence Place Mall, and in it they were having a display of some of our historic buildings in the United States. And one of the buildings that I decided to take a picture of is one of the Capitol building in Washington, D.C. Now, what was special about these buildings is not that they were models or replicas, because lots of them are out there, but if you can believe it, these were built with Legos. So for all you Lego fans out there, this is something that you could do if you wanted to as a career. You could build models from Legos. It happens. They had probably 16 or 20 models of the Statue of Liberty and the Liberty Bell and all sorts of different places. North Church in Boston. It was really cool, some of the stuff that they did. And you see in the picture to the right my stepdaughters, who are standing in the picture for scale, so you could see exactly how large this building was. Completely built from Legos. It was so super cool. So I hope you had a great vacation. I had a great vacation. I hope your first week back, last week, was good and you were able to settle in. So let's look at this week's topic of discussion. And we're going to start where we left off the last time we had a topic of discussion. All right, so if your teacher has your answer ticket, now would be a good time to pass it back so you could see what you did last time and compare it to the work that I'm going to go over. Your definition last time that you were looking for a vocabulary word was a unit of time equal to 366 days. So that is called a leap year, and if you can believe it, we are having a leap year this year. Yesterday was February 29th. Every 4 years, we have an extra day built into the calendar, and that day happens February 29th every 4 years. So, you know, you're not going to see February 29th again until, golly, you're in the 8th grade. When you're in the 8th grade, there will be another leap year, if you can believe it. So for, I don't think anybody I know, anyone that I saw got that right. But you were super close and you tried so hard. I saw a lot of answers from I don't know to a year and a day. An extra day in the year is called a leap year. So nice job for everyone who took an educated guess. Nothing wrong with that. All right, this was, so super tough. It said the angle is 1/12 of the circle, and they're asking for how many degrees. So I'm going to try and show you a strategy, but there are a couple of things that you need to know first. So let me change where my picture's going because it's going to get in the way of the diagram that I've done. So hold on just 1 second. All right, hopefully that's a little bit better. So one of the things that you have to understand is, or you have to have some knowledge on, is fractions. And the other thing you have to have some knowledge on is circles. All right, so let's take the fraction part first. The angle is 1/12 of the circle. So when you have the fraction 1/12, it means whatever your whole is, and in this case it's the circle, you've broken it into 12 equal pieces. And you just want to look at one of those pieces. So 12 equal pieces is what you've broken your circle into. And I'm asking you, what is the measure of one of those pieces? All right. So the other thing that you have to have knowledge on is how many degrees there are in a circle. So in a circle, there are 360 degrees. And because of my fractions, because I'm comfortable with fractions, Whiskers, what's up? I know that I have to break 360 degrees into 12 equal pieces, and then I want to look at just one of those pieces. So for me, I am a girl that draws diagrams all the time. And the first thing I'm going to do is model some sort of way that I know there are going to be 12 equal pieces for whatever I'm looking at. And so I just drew circles. I know that I have 12 equal pieces, and so those 12 equal pieces are represented by circles. Thinking about it now, probably circles weren't the best diagram because I don't want to confuse you on the circle we broke into 12 equal pieces. So this is just the 12 circles that are there are just a holding tank for my information, okay? So I know that I have 12 equal pieces, and so I'm going to start breaking my 360 degrees into chunks. Now, some kids might put one tally in each of those circles and keep tallying until they reach 360. But I don't want to do it that way because it's going to take a lot of time. Instead, I'm going to break 360 degrees into 10-degree chunks because 10s are really easy to count by. So that's what I'm going to do first. So I have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120. All right, so of my 360 degrees, I have divvied out or broken into 10-degree chunks, and I've used 120. So I know that I could do that again and still not reach 100 and still not reach 360. So I am going to do it again. I'm going to put 10 more degrees into each one of my groups, and now I know that I have 240 because I took 120 and I doubled it. 120 is 240. I still haven't reached 360, so I'm going to do that one more time, and it just so happens that now I have 360. And if you want to, you can count by tens in each one of my circles, and if you count all the tens up, you'll see that I have 360 degrees broken into 12 equal groups. But I want to look at one of those groups only, so I'm just going to look at one of the circles and count how many degrees there are. I see 10, 20, 30. So I know that 1/12 of a circle is 30 degrees. So I saw a lot of different strategies for this. My strategy was certainly one way to do it, and there were many others. I was looking to see what kids have come up with. And I think Allison from Mrs. Bro's class described it the way my diagram looks, but she didn't have a diagram, she had words, which is fine. When I ask you to show me your thinking, I ask in either diagram or word or picture form. So this is one way to show it. 30 degrees is 1/12 of a circle. All right, let's look at this week's topic of discussion. Oh, I think I have to move my picture again. Hold on. All right, that should be better. Your ticket this week should look like this. Take your time now to write your name. And we'll look at the vocabulary definition. The distance around a circle. That has a very special name. We're dealing a lot with circles right now. What is it called? The distance around the circle. What is that called? It has a special name. If you think you know, turn to a neighbor. Remember, this is topic of discussion, so you should be discussing these words. What is it called? The distance around a circle. Has a special name. When you think you know, write your vocabulary word on the vocabulary side of your answer ticket. Don't forget, check in with a friend. See if they have the same answer as you. All right, topic of discussion. It takes Ginny 56 minutes to drive to her friend's house. She drove 15 minutes and then stopped at a store. She then drove another 10 minutes. What do you need to do to find the amount of time she has left to drive? Fascinating. You know, there is more than one way to tackle this problem. So, what do you have to do to find the answer? When you think you know, check in with a friend. See if they did the same thing. There should be a lot of different answers, I would imagine. So, when you check in with a friend, have them finish solving the problem, um, or have them solve the problem the way you think it should be done to see if you have the right information down. Because I'm asking you what you need to do to find the amount of time she has left to drive. I'm not actually asking you for an answer. So I anticipate there'll be more than one way to solve this problem. So don't forget to check in with a friend. Don't forget to write your justification or your evidence on the blank piece of paper stapled to your answer ticket. When you've done all that, you've filled in your vocabulary, you've checked in with a friend, you've had some discussion about strategies you would use, and you've shown me evidence of your thinking. Pass your ticket in to your teacher. She'll pass it in to me, and I'll get back to you next week. This has been Mrs. Rowley with this week's topic of discussion.